There is something to be said about laughter is the best medicine. So come on down, come to your most comfortable seat where you can feel laughter. I'm going to use some blocks as well as a half roller. So wherever you land, even with with your four-legged best friend, come to a place where you can find your amazing breath and allow the breath to be your lightness and your heaviness in your body. And as you breathe, no judgment, just honoring this amazing life force that you have inside of you all the time, whether you're sleeping, whether you're awake. It's always the wind in your sail to take you into the day, to allow you to appreciate the present. Nothing to do, nothing to control other than being the observer of your breath. And on the inhale, maybe giving it a count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come back to your most natural breath. And I want you to think about something that gives you incredible joy, something that touches your heart space, and finding that gratitude of that experience in that heart space that you have. Maybe the people that you were with, maybe the connections that you found, the growth of who the person you are today. Maybe smells, seasons of the year, whether it was a holiday or maybe it was just an average Monday. Just being incredibly joyful to having that experience. And then on your exhale, I want you to give me a lion's roar, and turn up the edges of those lips towards the sunshine, and maybe being a little bit more the lion's roar, lion pose. I want you to feel those determination muscles, feeling the and just shake it out, spread it out, spinning those arm bones and really owning it. Yes, 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 and maybe saying, yes, I've got this. Whether you're kind of coming out of a winter hibernation or you're just grateful to get through the day and just having the opportunity to self-care, just owning this amazing body of yours and being incredibly Happy to beginning your practice on all fours into quadruped and leaning on in. And I love to make my lion pause as I grip all 10 fingers, maybe stretching it out. Thumbs too, and just honoring this invitation of the weight of the world to be rolling down my shoulders. Allow the shoulder blades to be invited down and creating cow, but make it lioness as you grip all 10 fingers. Maybe your fingers are here, but make it lioness as we come into down dog, pedaling out the heels, and maybe even kind of doing things that give you happiness in your body by feeling grounding down into the handprints, footprints, but feeling movement in the between areas. Undulate, coming into a bent knee, pushing into plank, leveling up. Make it lively, make it well, switching directions. Maybe making some lion growls here. And we're going to pick up the left foot, left leg, bending at the knee, opening up the hip, keeping those lion paw prints, rebalancing. Left foot lands, low lunge, rolling those shoulders, rolling those arm bones, and make it come alive. And we're going to side bend, maybe bind behind the back, and find a little pause, a little bow. Both hands plant, stepping the right foot back, and add that undulation, maybe from one direction, maybe to the other. Right foot lifts, bend the knee, open up the hip. And rebalancing. Make it feel good. Anything that gives you happy. And take it to the other side, side bend. Take a bow. This time we're planting our hands and stepping that back foot forward. Utkatasana, both hands plant on top of the thighs. Rolling those shoulders down the back of the body. Maybe Dorothy click those heels in so you're a little bit more streamlined in the inner thighs as you lengthen the spine. And ever so slowly coming up to a standing, happy, tall, proud position. Find your mountain. Maybe floating those arms off to your sides. Let the air being felt beneath your wings. Hook those thumbs, reaching and lengthening. Hands plant to the heart space. Bending at the knees, Utkatasana. And we're going to reach it out. And nice and slowly, I'm Dorothy clicking those heels in and then leveling it out, paralleling the feet, adding the hook of the arm bones, reaching arms overhead. Make it the tallest body that you have today. Staying lion proud. Opening up the heart space. This time we're going to step back, picking up the left heel, stepping back, warrior two. And binding up the arm bones, reversing. And taking a bow. Adding that reverse. I want you to feel those lion paws of ription of the toes as you lift and lengthen, reversing. And as you bend the knees, you're very connected into those feet. Side angle, forearm on top of the right, top of the thigh, opening up that heart space. Left hand on the left shoulder, circling. No Rice Krispie treats here. Make it smooth by becoming more active in the underside of that arm bone, the armpit, and we're going to float it into a balance, maybe picking up the heel, dragging and then lifting, but finding that neurological quiver, that ankle is working its magic, and letting the flexion of that left ankle be magical too. Rebalancing that hip, and then landing, side bend, crescent, side lunge. Breathe into those ribs, and then as you bend, feel that proud. Reaching, opening, soaring, and then reaching that arm bone. Find Utkatasana. Sensing breath. Find that magic of just being present inside that heart space. We're picking up the right heel, and hopefully you're not going to step on your dog as you warrior two, and reversing. And then rebending, take a bow. Have to have space in the lumbar back. If you ever saw a lion kind of walking the open, wild wilderness, there is this space in that back for you to have that movement, be able to pounce. Let's side angle this and just feel stretch sensation in the inner thighs and the back of the thighs. And I'm going to keep those shoulders down, feeling more of the underside working. I'm pushing with demand of the right ball mound of the footprint, and finding liftoff, half moon, flexing at the ankles, letting that neuro quiver happen. And finding your breath, rebalancing, landing ball mound first, crescent side, adding that reach, adding that lift off, sweeping, working, moving into that amazing spine in center. Roll those shoulders. Open up that heart space. Feel the balance of the shoulders over the hips here. And then float those arm bones down, gripping all of your claws and paws. Cats are amazing creatures. They climb trees. I'm going to lift up that left leg, finding tree pose, but being incredibly interested in that quiver of the ankle, maybe closing the eyes, using that breath to move you. Twisted warrior. I'm going to rebalance my hip, left foot moves forward, and then I'm stretching out my right arm. And then maybe, if I'm lucky enough, finding a block to find that balance. Use that bind of the arm bone just to be connected with balance of those hip crests, right side, left side, to be active and level. And we're going to bend the left knee and then find a seat. Find it being king or queen of whatever mountain you perch yourself on, feeling the lightness and possibilities of healing, of wandering, of finding more connection to people, places, animals, and things that give you joy. I'm going to add a little opposition of my forearm to my leg bone as I wringing out the twist. Maybe leaning back as I just work all 360 degrees of range. We often are very focused on just what's in front of us. But an animal in the wild is truly exploring, eyes in the back of the head, side, and everything in between. Try that again. Do you have a certain direction that is more challenged than the other? Find your belly. Moving into Sphinx. I believe the Sphinx has a lion's head on it. As you pull it back, bending at the right knee, looking left. Bending at the right, looking right. And then maybe floating into locust. Spin those arm bones, spin those leg bones. If bow is in your practice, go for it. Just make it feel good. Whatever it is that you need in your body. Maybe it's just getting the belly to lift up and off. Finding upward lion, we're going to call that today. Wrist bones are directly underneath the shoulder bones as we spin those arm bones and feel the tops or the insteps of your footprints to lift you. And then rebending using triceps, gripping all 10 fingers, lifting, spinning, opening, and being incredibly grateful for the day. One more. Spin those arm bones and rebending your knees, lifting up the hips, finding that third eye, that intuitive sense of what we gravitate towards most. Taking those pauses along the way. Three-dimensional breath, really being focused on using the expansion between those bones, those rib bones, working those muscles of the intercostals. Letting the diaphragm expand to the heart space, to the belly, and all in the trunk of the torso. Gripping those paws, rising up. Toes tuck under, finding your lion, quadruped lion, covering the knees, lifting into down dog. Maybe we're hopping, finding some agility, big toes together, and hopping, landing, Yukatasana, and just kind of working that magic to the front of your mat, just being a little slither, and find your Tadasana. Right heel starts lifting, rising on the ball mound of that foot. Find your tree. Right, raise up those arms. Find that higher vibration. Maybe a little purr in there. And we're moving into Twisted Warrior. Right foot leans back, left arm reaches forward, maybe using a block. Sensing what's available in your hips, finding that balance, sensation, happening up the whole entity from glute to heel. And leaning out back. Back of the knee bends. If the bends of the knees don't work for you, do something that does. Maybe just paralleling wide feet and feeling those paws moving towards you to ground you. Taking breath in. Such a gift to have this day. Right till we going. Adding that twist. Yeah, this is Tilly. She's my helper, my right-handed fur baby. So grateful. What we can learn from animals, what we can learn from how they move to how they awaken for the day. They have this unbridled enthusiasm to just be right in that reach. Making sure both sitting bones are equal and level. And being creative. Working rotation. And if there's any areas that are a little sticky, breathe into them. Making it count. Don't have to do too much, but we do need to do. And that's finding our breath with our movements. Roll onto your belly. Find your forearms. Kiss your babies. Kiss your loved ones. Yeah. Such a gift. Yes, you are. Yes, I love you. Find your Sphinx. Even here, we're grounding with our paws. Both hands underneath, rising up into cat. No, that's not it. Let's try for upward dog, or today it's upward lion, and then rebending those elbows, using those triceps, and lifting, spinning the whole entity of that arm bone, rebending. Reshifting, rebalancing. One more. Keeping up down and low in the underside, not the top side. And then as I move to child's pose, big toes come together, lengthen the spine. I love just the connection to my third eye as I breathe, that intuitive prowess. Rolling those shoulders, taking this pause, maybe even sensing breath into those ribs against the inner thighs. Such a gift, that breath of yours, that amazing breath of yours. It soothes the savage beast, allows your body to feel and to be, and to even think differently. I'm going to grip those 10 fingers and lifting up. If this is not right for your knees, get into a position maybe on your butt. And I'm going to position my love for my feet, those paws, lick those paws, take care of those paws. I'm using the knuckles in any areas of my paws that don't feel so happy. I'm making happy. You can do this in a seated position, but happy feet, happy paws. And we're just kind of rolling. I'm going to slightly angle my knees, reach energetically my knees to the corners of the room, and just challenge movement in my torso to be all in as I lift, as I round, as I open, just making it feel good. And this time, as I lengthen, I feel this timing of my hips moving back, my heart space moving forward, and then rising, gripping my heel as I feel the length. Modified side plank, right hand lands, left foot reaches, adding reach, and then as I bend, my hips move back, trying that sense of energy off to the side. I'm tucking both toes in. I'm going to move into plank. Both hands land, three-legged plank. Left foot stays lifted. And we're lowering down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Upward dog. Maybe bending at your knees. Make it more scorpionish like. Rebending. Side plank, Virabhadrasana, right hand down, left arm reaches. Bend and extend those knees. Maybe as you bend and extend, that bottom leg kicks out. Lots of happiness in those feet as you kick it out today. One more. Inhale and exhale. We're going to land the right foot and come into a standing L. Maybe using blocks might be a bit more available. Make sure the back is long and luscious. And we're going to bend the knee, feel the core, and then use that core to take extension as best as you're able to feel good. One more, squeezing those bellies. And this time we're coming in, crossing the left in front of the right. Spread those wings and lift up. And we're just going to twist it out. Whatever feels, lift up and twist it out. Make it feel fun. Make it feel magical. Both hands plant, and we're hopping out. Right hand lands, left arm reaches, bending at the knees. Resaddle the hip crest to be nice and equal and level. Switching sides, bending, gripping those paws. Make it feel good. I love the stretch in the inner thighs. As I wander, as I stretch it out, can I lift it up, hook it, wide angle, find your goddess. Rebending, sweeping, maybe the wrist pushes the opposite to get you even taller. And as we land, maybe adding a balance, crane, gripping, and then softly landing into child's pose. Big toes together. Find your breath. Doing things that give you joy. Every day, find something that makes the day magical. Rise up, gripping those paws. Loving those footprints. Maybe it feels a lot better. Just that gifted touch and that reach. Feel that timing as we come down. The hips have to land first. As we land. And this time we're going into modified side plank. So the butt is already coming back down. Left hand plants, modified side. Add that reach. Make it feel good. We should have curvature of our back, and that's what helps move us, being more rounded than so structured flat. Even the bestest of our lionesses have that swag in their spine. Three-legged plank, both hands plant, right foot stays lifted. Find that strength. Be courageous as you grip and slowly lower down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Upward dog, upward lion. Toes tuck under. Virabhadrasana. Left arm stays right underneath. The elbow bone, the shoulder bone, maybe get a little neurological quiver in there. As you grip and open, really stacking the bones, maybe kicking. Make it fun. And we're kind of landing that left foot into standing L. Lengthen that spine, get the shoulders down and low. Heart space leads the way. Oh yeah. Bending and extending, feeling the length of the hamstring. So good to play. Don't forget to breathe. Lean on in. Take those pauses along the way. And this time, the left or right crosses. Spread those arm bones. If you're too grippy on your mat, get off, but we're switching. No wrong way, just having the sense of play. We forget to play. Nice, one more. Woo! And both Legs land wide and open. Left hand stays down. Hook, hook, hook. Feel the hips nice and level, even as you're wringing out the ribs. And switch it. Yeah, we always have a hip that wants to suck under, but we need to use the rotators, those hip rotators, to keep us stable. I actually have more energy into the outside of my heel as I'm leaning on in. Maybe make it a Valasana this time, narrowing the heels, widening the toes. Just finding that breath, reaching those knees energetically, using those heels to press away. Lift it, lengthen, love the lion. Finding your goddess or God inside of you, that spirit inside of you that allows playful freedom for your body to move and groove throughout your life. Let's come to maybe another balance. I'm going to do this on blocks, just kind of checking out. A little bit more challenging. And then gently landing into child's pose. Allowing that fever to always stay percolating. Wherever you go. Feeling that lion heart of yours. Feeling brave, feeling proud. Be all in. Yes, be all in. Don't be afraid to give a little growl to make it happen.